Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of this 3-part replay. We have a couple of Marines and Siege Tanks now moving out, trying to take down some of this expansion right over here. High yield minerals, not going to get up to full positioning, and now in come those roaches. The medevac's going too far, and the medevac's not healing. That is a definite issue as those Marines are going to get taken down. The Marines are getting taken down, and those Mutalisks are now just going to have a field day with the rest of those Siege Tanks. SM moving a little bit out of character in this particular situation and pretty much losing his whole entire attack force. 2 medevacs very, very low on hit points, getting moved back over to that base. Gonna try to sit down over here, and SCV is coming over to repair. Sitting over here, SM now building pretty much an advanced outpost, trying to take this ledge on at this time, as we have a couple of Mutalisks standing over here. Okay, going back to my statements about the armor upgrades versus the shield upgrades. The shield upgrades, after you do the calculations on the math, the armor upgrade pretty much extends the life of a Marine about the same against a Zealot, against Hydralisks, against Roaches, compared to the armor upgrade. Armor upgrade and shield upgrades are pretty much the same. So that's why I'm a little bit curious on why the combat shield is the way it is. Perhaps they should give it to more units than perhaps just the Marines, because that armor upgrade is given to Reapers and Marauders as well. That seems just like a better overall research for that general Terran infantry. It does, however, change things up a little bit for Colossi. Colossi now taking a little bit more damage to try to take down those Marines, but that will probably be up for a Protoss versus Terran game if I ever able to cast this. SM is going to be in a lot of trouble. He's focused so much energy. His army is in fact larger than Jero's, but Jero has so much map control. Marines and Mutalisks now trying to duke it out over here. Those Mutalisks being forced to run back away. No stim pack on those Marines. Medevac's now able to finally come over, and in comes those Vikings. Vikings trying to chase down those Mutalisks. Vikings dealing 28 damage per attack against those Mutalisks, and also now those Mutalisks going to be able to quickly take down that SCV. SCV no longer going to be building that one particular command center. Now trying to come back up. Marines trying to focus down and push back those Mutalisks. Mutalisks have very, very good map control at this stage in the game. And taking a look at the production right now, we have the Mutalisk upgrade, or the flying upgrade, currently being researched, as more Mutalisks are still being produced. Currently, we're sitting on 10 Mutalisks and an additional hatchery being put down. Perhaps you should try to go up to layer. Yeah, finally at layer, and also getting some Baneling. Also has a Baneling nest, so that will be a very, very interesting play. A couple Mutalisks in the air, Roaches on the ground. A very, very nice even army. Taking a look at the income, Jero now finally above in harvesting compared to SSM, but if you take a look at the armies right now, army is 41 compared to 25. So SM definitely stronger at this stage in the game. Going to try to take down some more of these units. Going to try to take down these queens, and these siege tanks are going to get into position. These Vikings not engaged in the fight though, so that's going to be a little bit of an issue as the Vikings finally engaging. Mutalisks trying to come in, trying to take down the rest of these units, and all the Mutalisks, or all the Marines have been taken down. So those Mutalisks only have to deal with a couple of those Vikings, and now the siege tanks are going to be destroyed by the Mutalisks that are currently just sitting up in the air. Down goes the rest of this fight. More siege tanks coming in, going to be forced to try to pull back out. Mutalisks are going to be going ahead and trying to chase down those medevacs. One medevac going to get destroyed very easily. Down goes one medevac. Another more medevacs trying to get destroyed. Marines getting dropped down, but forcing those Mutalisks to go back, as a lot of those Marines, or a lot of those Mutalisks were in the red. More Mutalisks coming in. Down goes a Mutalisk, but down goes 2 Marines. So a little bit of an even trade-off there. Once again, Marines trying to take down this particular hatchery over here. Zerglings now being produced. Roaches probably would have been the better choice. Mutalisks still up in the air, and taking a look at the armies right now, or units right now. The units are in fact 14 Mutalisks. So 14 Mutalisks just continuing to fly around. Very, very large. That's more than one control group of Mutalisks. And those Marines able to finally take down that last. Broodlings now trying to come in and trying to chase down those Marines. Marines getting a couple hits before they get exploded due to that timer from death. Medevacs now moving back away. Marines and siege tanks just trying to get a better position. Perhaps the Terran player needs to wall up just a little bit more. Economy-wise, and resources spent. So spending, you can already see that Jero has spent more on the economy, more in terms of the army, and more in terms of a little bit less in technology. But somehow, taking a look at the army size, you wouldn't really be able to detect that. SSM now down to 58 over 110, so I guess you can detect that. But we're finally at another command center over here. Orbital command sitting, and now a fusion core being built. So a fusion core generally means we're either going to have battle cruisers or Ravens, and at this stage in the game, I would expect Ravens with Hunter-Seeker missiles. So perhaps we'll see some very nice Hunter-Seeker missile usage coming up in the near future. Forgot to set my timer, so there it goes. Just you know, talking to myself as I'm doing these shoutcasts. A lot of units in this position. These bunkers are pretty much empty, and this barracks is not producing anything else, just making sure that no one is mining out from this location. So the main location is still heavily guarded. Mutalisks now trying to come in, able to take down one of those reactor or tech labs. Raven now being produced, but things are definitely looking bad. Trying to lift off and try to fly that Star Depot away. Now trying to go after some of these reactor cores. Mutalisks able to focus down on those medevacs so easily, as they are so easily to micro against. That's one of the disadvantages compared to the original medic in StarCraft 1. The original medic was as small as a Marine, so trying to micro to take them down was much more difficult. SCVs should probably start trying to repair some of those units over here. Mutalisks able to finish off and take down the rest of these buildings. Mutalisks now gonna finish taking down that reactor core and perhaps take down this final missile turret. So what? We have a group of 14 Mutalisks quickly taking down the SCV as well. Roaches and Banelings just still sitting over here, unsure of where they want to go. More Mutalisks being produced. So taking a look at the unit count, it is 22 Mutalisks, as Gerald once again going to try to take down these high-yield minerals. Gerald definitely has mined more minerals than SM, but still. And taking a look at the armies right now, Gerald also has a much larger army, 4,300 compared to 25. SM overextending himself with any of those pushes. Siege, we now have a couple of Ravens. What, one Raven? I see two Ravens now. A secondary Raven finally being completed. And coming back over here, Mutalisks trying to do a little bit of harassment, continuing to try to push in. No combat shield, no armor upgrades. Tech Lab now finally being built for that barracks in order to perhaps get stim or get that combat shield in order to be able to survive a little bit longer. Large number of Mutalisks now coming in. Quick scanner sweep revealing where they're coming from. Marines already trying to come into position, trying to get over there, and Mutalisks going to be forced to pull back away as those Marines. There's too many Marines for those Mutalisks to really take on. Trying to stack up those Mutalisks trying to take them down. And now Hunter-Seeker missile. Perhaps 1 or 2 Hunter-Seeker missiles will be used, as one of them has 100 energy. No, it costs 125 energy for a Seeker missile. Yeah, so Seeker missiles, very, very expensive. SM now just using the high mobility of those Mutalisks in order to take down those units. And now out comes a Seeker missile. Seeker missile trying to slowly chase. Will it be able to get enough energy to track it down? And I do not think so. That Seeker missile is not going to have enough juice to really catch up to the rest of those units, and down it goes. So the Seeker missile can in fact miss its target. The Seeker missile very good against Mutalisks if they are in fact sorry, Enrix just messaged me. If they in fact finally are stacked together and stacked up. Now trying to finish off this replay. Wow, this is what, almost 2 control groups, or 2 1/3 control groups. So 8 times 4, 32 Mutalisks in the air. That is a very, very large army. 5,600. We have a 91 over 94 food army compared to 57 over 57 or 147 over 62. So definitely Gerald mining out very, very well. More Zerglings, more Banelings being produced. I'm going to go ahead and tell Enrix that I'm shoutcasting right now so that hopefully he doesn't bother me anymore, but we'll join later. And right now also mining out this particular position. Spine crawlers now being brought into play as well. Those spine crawlers going to be used in order to try to fight back against those siege tanks. Four Ravens or 5 Ravens in the air. I believe some of them do in fact have enough energy. One of them has enough energy. How many? See, I wish they gave me a little counter over here, similar to the warp gates, in fact of how many Hunter-Seeker missiles I can in fact cast. These Marines and this siege tank now trying to move out. Very large number of Mutalisks trying to move out, quickly taking over one of those locations. We'll see how SM tries to respond. SM can either try to respond by pressing an attack. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and try to take down these particular sunken colonies. No medevacs though, unfortunately. Where are those medevacs? Medevacs finally coming back in. SM with no research upgrades. Taking a look at over here, researching them stim packs and that combat shield. And Ravens now coming in. So Ravens, perhaps we're going to see some Hunter-Seeker missiles. And oh my gosh, that was a lot of death. Okay, that was an amazing Hunter-Seeker missile. I'm going to see that again. Okay. try to load that back up. It's loading it. Okay, so I want to see that particular fight again, so I'll probably have to pause this replay and then play it from there. So stay tuned for part 3 and the conclusion of this replay between Jero and SM here on Desert Oasis.